4 years and we're going strong. The day I watched you throw yourself overboard, I learned what it felt like to drown. I felt myself be pulled under as my lungs filled with your disease, but I rejected the poison. And I will commemorate you for all that you're worth. You hurt me when you thought that was all that was left to do. But 4 years on, and I know there's more. So I will teach you to swim, and I will steer you from the currents. And I will dry you on the shore when you are ready. Because if no one has said it to you lately, I am glad that you are here on this vessel. Do you want to meet my dog? Who's a happy boy? Oh, he's just happy to be here. That's so cute. My target audience for this video are youth who struggle to survive sometimes. But anyone is welcome. And so are people in my spot who are no longer youth, who are young adults, who have survived their struggle or continue to struggle. And I just want to have a talk about mental health. And yeah, anyone of any age is welcome. Ideally, trigger warning for suicide. I don't want to, yeah. If you're sensitive to this topic, you know what to do. Anyway, so 4 years ago, on this very day, July 7th, I gave up. I won't go into detail. Maybe. I don't know yet. But not triggering detail, probably. I remember that day I was not planning to take my life. It was a beautiful day. It was a really good day. It was sunny. There was not a cloud in the sky. It's so clear in my memory. I don't know why, but it was really beautiful out. It was just blue sky. And I went on a long walk by the beach, on the bike path, which is where I really liked to, I don't know, when I had a lot to think about, when I had a lot of feelings or no feelings, it was just the thing that I did. I took long walks. Yeah, so it was really nice, but then the evening came. I got very overwhelmed, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I had already been planning the end of my life. I was 16 at the time, and I had a day that I was going to do it already, but that was going to be after my high school graduation. I was only in sophomore year, and yeah, I wanted to not die a failure, so hence. But yeah, that day just got the better of me, and I was like, I can't live like this anymore. After that, I went to the ER. They rehydrated me, and then I went and stayed in a psychiatric facility for 5 days. Then I got out. And then I spent 3 months in an outpatient program, and I graduated and had nothing. They just threw me back into the wild, baby. I still made it. Please don't do that to people. Why? Yeah, so I was getting so much better. By this time, it was October. I graduated and just plummeted because I was left with no care. They didn't give me like a therapist after the math to like keep up the work or anything like that. I was just 16. No 16-year-old should have to go through that. Anyway, this video is to not talk about sad stuff only. I really wanted to just reflect on how far I've come in the past 4 years and talk about what I've learned about survival, and mental health, and hopefully it can help you or inspire you. I invite you, I implore you to share your story, share, I don't know, even if, like, hey, did you have a hard day? Do you need somebody to talk to about it? go ahead. I'll respond to your comment. I'll take the time to listen to you. I think it is so fucking important for people to have empathy and to care about even strangers' lives. Because I felt so alone back then. And I still do. But it's so much easier now. It's so much fucking easier. I'm not afraid anymore to be alone. And that was my number one fear growing up. I was so open about it. Even as an elementary schooler, I talked all the time, especially to my dad, about how afraid I was to be on my own, to not be with somebody all the time. Yeah. So anyway, if you feel alone, I'll be your friend, you know, like, I'll be there for you. Yeah, so comment your story with your journey, comment any tips and advice for other people struggling if I don't say all of it. I don't know. Anything you want, anything you need to get off your chest, go ahead. Try not to be triggering, obviously. I don't know. If you feel up for it, maybe add a trigger warning for whatever topic you discuss in your comment at the top of your comment so that you just don't upset anyone else. I need to cough. Sorry, that's a lot of rambling. Let's get into it. I just wanted to talk about what I've learned. I'm trying not to go off some script so that I can just be authentic. I don't have any bullet point notes, so it's making me a little bit anxious because this isn't really how I work. I really should have made bullet points. Shit. Okay. I really don't want to... I don't want to restart this video because then I'll sound less authentic the second time. I just want to do it. Some people can just do it. Can you believe that? Like, just winging it, improvising, not needing to, like, jump around and, you know, going off on tangents. Whatever. Anyway. I want to talk a lot about inner children. So I'm going to share another poem that I wrote yesterday. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I was about to be, like, explain my writing style or whatever, but it doesn't even... I'm not here to look for validation. I'm here to reach somebody, so it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to people please right now. Sorry. Why would I say sorry? I just said I'm not people pleasing. Fuck! It's rough out here. Anyway, by the way, I'm trying not to look forward because you can see the ring light on my glasses and it's really... It bothers me. I don't know if it doesn't bother you, but it does irritate me, so I'm trying not to, like, catch that. Anyway. Eons of my attempts to destroy you, but you are still right here. And before, I would have been angry beyond belief, but today I am glad to know you. To see you at once, my shadow, and I invite you now to walk with me wherever I go, and to hide behind me when the path seems daunting. Because I have grown into the soldier who was always meant to protect you, and I will defend your honor. Heavy is the crown, but I wear it for you. So, I would say that the number one thing for me in healing, two things that I think are so important in healing. Having a purpose that just gets you to get up every day with purpose, with a mission, with excitement. If you're deep in depression, you're probably like, that is a huge ask. What is wrong with you? I get it. I was just there recently, okay? Listen, this is another thing. You don't just get over it or get through it and not go back, okay? It's like a cycle. You have ups and downs. Everybody said it. You've heard it before. But it's really true. Like, I am in so much better of a place than I was when I was 16. I'm 20 now. But I still go back to that place. Like, seriously. But anyway, my dream since I was 10 years old has been to be a writer. And so for the past few weeks, every day, I am just writing my book. I am just writing my book, and it gives me so much excitement and joy, and it is single-handedly the thing that's brought me out of my latest like spiral and everything. It's just been spectacular. I'm up at night. I'm trying to sleep for work, but I'm just thinking of all these ideas for my story. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I really don't want to go to work. I really don't want to do this. But then on the bus ride there, I'm writing. I write like fucking Alexander Hamilton. Like, it's nonstop. Okay, anyway, but I digress. Oh my god, I have a lot of energy. It's probably the soda, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway. What was I talking about? Fuck. Shit! I hope you're watching this not on 1x speed. I don't watch YouTube on 1x speed. I watch it on like 3x speed. I am diagnosed with ADHD. And I'm unmedicated right now, but that is just my choice, not what my psychiatrist wants. Anyway. Okay, so I said that there were 2 giant reasons biggest, like, keys to, like, staying alive, wanting to stay alive, right? So, the number 1 is to have your, like, everyday major purpose that spans. Like, basically something that you can make progress on every day a little bit. Obviously, it might take time to find that. I'm just saying that I have a lot of passions. So I'm gifted in that way, because I know that people who suffer with depression oftentimes like might not feel connected to what they used to be passionate about anymore. They might not care about anything anymore. So that's already like a huge ask, is to simply ask them what they're passionate about. That might even just be super difficult to answer for them. And I respect that. I just want to be mindful of all of that. But it's just what's helped me. I'm just saying what's helped me, I guess. So I'm sorry if this doesn't apply to you. The other thing is parenting my inner child, connecting with my inner child, visualizing my inner child, and finally protecting her after so much pain that she had to endure on her own. And viewing her as a separate thing from me. She is me, obviously. I mean, in a literal sense. But if we can compartmentalize this and think in an abstract way, if you can join me there for a little bit, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Because obviously, realistically, in a logical way, I'm just talking about me. But I think of myself as just somebody different now. I mean, just like anybody, but I mean, I obviously have, like, so many flaws and everything like that, and I've been hurt by tons of people, I've hurt tons of people, etc., and I'm always learning, but, my kid self, I just love her. Like, when I was developing my mental illness, basically, I started developing depression, at least, like, knowingly, consciously, when I was around 12 years old. I lost my childhood dog. I think that's kind of, like, what the biggest catalyst was back then, but I was already dealing with a lot. Like, my parents divorced when I was super young. I have 2 older brothers who didn't really like me at the time. We didn't really get along. I was the youngest and the only sister, so, you know, you can imagine how great that was. Anyway, oh yeah, and I was homeless several times, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, so in 6th grade, I had this epiphany, okay? Literally, like, this is the moment. I don't know if you relate to this, but I feel like, I don't know. I just have a theory that everyone kind of has, like, the moment that they go lucid in life. Like, you kind of, like, are weirdly on autopilot as a child, or is that just trauma? I don't know. I think that that's normal, or assumed that that's normal, but I've heard a few people be like, nah, man, I was not on autopilot. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, and I have complex PTSD, so that could be part of it, but it just seems normal to me. But anyway, so in 6th grade, I had this epiphany at school. I remember the entire scene, okay? And I just like stared out and thought to myself, everybody hates me. And I wasn't like wrong. I was bossy, annoying, a tattletale, and I say this all with like so much love because let me explain this. I don't know if it'll make sense to you, but it does to me. Okay. I thought everybody hates me. I have all these flaws, blah, blah, blah. Nobody likes me, whatever. Okay. I realized what I did wrong, so I go and apologize to fucking everybody. All my friends. I'm like, hey, I've been so mean to you for years. I don't know why. I'm so sorry. I will never do that again. And they all like brushed it off so easily. They were all just like, oh, it's fine. I don't know if they meant that or not, but it frustrated me because I was like, no, you need to like abuse me because of what I did to you. Like, you should hate me. So it kind of like pissed me off, honestly, that everybody was so nice to me about it. Hate me! Do I come off as unhinged? I'd like to think that I'm just like being a goofy person, but whatever. I don't know. Anyway. Is it really obvious that I have ADHD? Do I need meds? Stay on topic. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, realized that, blah, blah, blah. Then I started like internalizing things. Fuck, what was the point of talking about all of this? What was I like trying to get at? This is why I need bullet points. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Give me just a moment. Anyway, what I was trying to say a little bit ago was that I know my flaws very, very well, especially from when I was a kid. I've spent a lot of time dissecting that and pulling myself apart, and I spent years hating myself for how I treated people and how mean I was to my friends in like elementary school and stuff like that. And I used to genuinely think there was no way in hell I could ever forgive myself. It's not like I was beating people up every day either. Like, I've never beat the shit out of somebody or something like that. Like, I really wasn't like that bad. That's subjective. You know, I would like insult people. I was the one who like had to be in control. I got to choose which character I pretended to be and which toys I got to play with, even though they weren't even mine. I always got to go first and whatever. So I was just like so controlling, so easily angered. If anyone had any opinion that was different from mine, it was the end of the world. How could you possibly fucking disagree with me? Ridiculous. Anyway, and so I said earlier that I say all this with kindness and love and compassion, and that's because I've completely worked through that. I spent so much time hating myself for how I was when I was a small kid, a young kid, like elementary through middle school and, you know, everything before that. I just thought she was the most evil little thing. But she wasn't even evil. She was a super sensitive person reacting to her environment, feeling hurt and unseen and alone with no guidance on how to vent that frustration and that confusion, and no words to articulate what was going on and how I was feeling. Of course I was gonna lash out, and that doesn't excuse it. It just explains it. And I apologized, I took accountability, I changed, I stopped doing that, etc., etc. So why keep punishing myself? Why keep hating myself? Why make myself suffer when I've already suffered enough? And I've changed and grown. It doesn't make any sense. So I really want to stress that to you. If you do this, if you feel like, oh, I was horrible in the past, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you admit that you were bad in the past. Have you apologized? Are you going to apologize? Okay, that's the first step. Acknowledge what you did. Don't do it again. And don't shame yourself continuously for it. Move on. They did. Sometimes I'm like, why won't you hate me, you know, still. But, oh my God, like, you think so much more about you than anyone else thinks about you, man. Just stop abusing yourself for what you've done. It just creates a cycle of you hurting others because you don't even know how to deal with this shame that you're building up. That's the problem, right? Shame is like all of it. It's got me thinking about like K-pop Demon Hunters again, you know, because like that's basically the whole thing in the movie. But yeah, it creates this shame loop where you're like, oh my God, I treat people so bad. I'm literally the worst. And then people try and get close to you and then you lash out at them and you're like, stay away, I'll hurt you. And it's like, just like forgive yourself and let yourself be loved, sweetie. Anyway. I need to think for a second. Anyway, after one long rant after another, that is to say, forgive and understand and accept and nurture your inner child. I just don't think there's any way around it. Everyone's inner child has been hurt at some point, and if just for a lot of us, like your emotional needs didn't get met, and that stays with you, and it influences how you treat others, how you treat yourself, how you go about your whole life, whether or not you take opportunities in like academics or careers, etc. Like it's really something you just have to work on, because if you don't, it's just gonna keep haunting you and messing you up, man. So I've made it like a point with these, you know, 2 poems, what they're showing is just that, like, I really want to be there for my inner child, and I love her, and she was too much. She was annoying, she was loud, she was restless, but she was a dreamer, and she was creative, and she was passionate, and she was sensitive, and she cared about people, and she was thoughtful, and she just had so much going on. I just like thinking about her, and like I'm like, wow, you are just a radical, crazy little thing. And she fills me with so much joy thinking about now, because I'm like, I can't believe someone hated you so much for so many years and didn't even take the time to like know you. And that person was me. That person who hated her, who abused her. I described it the other day as, for years and years, just holding down this little girl, drowning her, digging my fingers into her throat, and watching her thrash. That's what it's like to abuse yourself. That's what it's like to hurt yourself over and over and over. It's powerful. It made me emotional just saying that, because that is quite the morbid description. And yes, it's unsettling, but self-abuse is upsetting. So, anyway, wow, I accidentally knocked my headphones out. That's embarrassing. Let's move on. Okay, so TLDR for everything before, I wrote, Guide to Survive, Heal Your Inner Child, Have a Daily Purpose that spans out. Okay? So that's basically what we've talked about up until here. Do you like my journal? It says Capricorn on it. It's so cute. Sorry. Hang on. The thing is, I don't want to give a whole bunch of tips that have already been, like, said before. I don't want to list off the obvious things, like, pay attention to your going outside and drinking water. It's like, you already know all that stuff. And all of that is important. I just don't want to spend a bunch of time rambling about stuff that is, like, common sense. Not that somebody else shouldn't do that. I think that's perfect if somebody else is doing that. you're not here for that. Or at least I'm not here for you to be here for that. Okay. Wow. Have you seen my mic? It's pink. Anyway. Fuck. Focus! Okay, think. When I was in that place, in that deep, dark place. Okay, let's explain really quickly, like my depression thing. Okay, so 6th grade, 12 years old, start developing depression and anxiety, I guess. Does he mind? I can hear that. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hopefully not. Anyway. This is Chai. His name is Chairo. Yes, it's Japanese for brown. That's not the reason I named him that. It's deeper than that, okay? We can talk about it another time. Can you just... I don't like that he's itching himself. I hope that you can't hear it. I'm sorry. My nose is like really itchy right now, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway. He's distracting me. Focus, focus, focus. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Why am I apologizing to you? If you're still watching, you're watching. Like, it's not my fault that you're watching this. I appreciate that you're watching it. That means so much. That's so sweet of you. Please feel free to comment any thoughts that you have. At all. As long as you want. I would love to hear from you. Seriously. Yeah. Anyway. I want this to be a safe place where everyone can just, like, vent and, like, make friends. That'd be sick. Anyway, sorry. You're on the bed right now, so he jumped on the bed and that's what made you shake. My bad. Anyway, so I've always been a very extroverted person that talks, about how I feel and tells people things and is open and stuff. Oh, he's sitting next to me. That's so cute. Anyway, yeah, but that didn't really do much. Anyway, so in 7th grade, I started self-harming, and I, like, showed my family and everything immediately because it was, like, a cry for help, and I just wanted them to, like, care and pay attention. And so after that, in 8th grade, they gave me my first therapist. Oh, and she sucked. The things this lady told me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, so I was in 8th grade. I had been cutting for like a year in secret and stuff because I got a lot of shame after the first time when my family found out. I mean, obviously they didn't take it well. Who would? Come on. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't react the way I wanted them to. Exactly. But yeah, so then in 8th grade, blah, 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 and then I was telling my therapist how hard it was for me to make friends. And I was still so flawed at this time. I still, like, I couldn't handle any, like, differing opinions. I still had a super short fuse, etc. But yeah, I was depressed and self-harming, and I felt super alone and, like, suicidal already and stuff like that. And she was like, have you ever tried dumbing yourself down for people so that they like you? And I was like, ma'am, I'm a 13-year-old girl. Did you really just say that? Like, and I for real called her out on it. I was like, you just said that to a 13-year-old girl. How does that make you feel? And then she was just like, well, don't you think your intelligence intimidates people? And I was like, okay, yeah, like, I may want people to like me, but I'm not gonna fucking act stupid so that people, like, beneath me accept me as one of their own. It's like, what the fuck? I'm just a person and I want people to like me and be my friend. My intelligence, what? Okay, don't act like something you're not to have people like you, but especially acting stupid? Dumb yourself down. Your intelligence intimidates people. I'm sorry. Can you hear him drinking his water? I really hope you fucking can. I'm so sorry. Anyway, that still pisses me off to this day because I'm like, I would fucking die before I ever suggested that to a 13-year-old girl. What is wrong with you? If I was anybody else, that would have fucked me up for years. But guess what? It didn't, because I've always been raised to value my intellect and respect it. So yeah, I was just like, yeah, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Like, yeah, am I like hella sad and depressed and feel like I have no one who actually gives a fuck about me? Yes. Am I gonna like fake my way into friendships? No. Why would I want friends who don't know the real me or like the real me? That sounds like a fucking waste of time to me. Sorry, not sorry. The other bad thing that she told me was that I was the common denominator, and I was telling her like serious things, and she was just like, you're the common denominator, you're there in all these situations where you're mistreated and abused, so it's your fault. I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, the common denominator thing is a quote that has stuck with me for many years. It's still here. I still use it to justify my own abuse and mistreatment. And yeah, it sucks because I think that's bullshit. And I mean, there are obvious moments, obvious circumstances where somebody is totally the common denominator because you're like, this thing is happening. You're there every time. It's obviously you. It makes sense. It's not like something you should never bring up. That's not the thing to tell a child who is telling you that they want to die. What the fuck? What is wrong with you? You should have your license taken away. Why are you practicing? You suck at your job. Anyway, imagine she finds this. Hey, I don't even remember your name, so it's not like I'm gonna expose you. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, then I had a few more also bad therapists after that and shit, so like, I have a lovely therapist now. I see her tomorrow. I see her every week. I've seen her since last year or earlier this year. I think since like November or something. But yeah, she is just excellent, but I've never had another good therapist. And that's like, you know, it's like 7 years of like looking for one. So, you know, don't be discouraged if one. Excuse me. He's nibbling on a bone, but he dropped it on the ground. I'm sorry for that thud. He's just having a good old time. I'm like rambling angrily. Ah! There's dust. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so, but like, yeah, don't let 1 or 2 or 3 therapists discourage you. There is somebody out there for you. If there are so many bad therapists, there are so many good ones, you know? Glass half empty, half full. I hear people talking. What the fuck? Okay, anyway, sorry. Focus. So I stopped seeing her after she told me to dumb myself down. That was the last straw. I never saw her again after that because I was like, okay, that's your bullshit. And then I just like didn't have help anymore again, which is funny because 8th grade was the year that I started consciously developing my eating disorder. I have a long history with my eating disorder. It was there long before, but that was like the year that I was like, you know, fully like intentionally like going into it like, oh, I'm not gonna eat, yeah, whatever. You know the stuff. I can make a whole YouTube video rant about my eating disorder. That's why I'm not getting into it. This is just about my depression and stuff. Anyway, fuck, man. God damn it. Sorry. Stop swearing. I was gonna say something. Whatever. Goodness gracious, stop talking. Anyway, so yeah, so then I got into a relationship at the start of 9th grade, my first ever long-term relationship. It was long distance. It was with my best friend since I was 12. So I had known her for 3 years, and we were together for a year and a half, and then we broke up, and then in 10th grade, I was super depressed. That's when I was wrecked without her, man. We weren't, like, the healthiest, we weren't a healthy relationship at all, actually. Yeah. Anyway, but, yeah, so we broke up, and, why am I, like, spacing out all of a sudden? Stop doing that. Okay. Anyway, we broke up. I was super depressed. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm super going into my ED now, which I did. I even joined, like these, like, pro-Anna places online so that I could, like, find Anna buddies and whatever. Anyway. That's why I said this is a long-ass story. Like, the eating disorder thing can wait. But, yeah, and then at that time, that's when I made my, like, suicide date. Ugh, I think he wants to go outside. Hang on. Anyway, I made my death date for after my high school graduation or whatever, but then 6 months go by. Ugh, there's too much to say. This is just, like, a brief overview. This is not even that detailed of, like, my stuff. I can get so detailed, man. But, yeah, so, then I did my attempt, got out, was left with nothing once again. I've just been failed by the system again and again and again. And I've, like, gone to so many therapists as, like, a kid, you know, starting in 8th grade and stuff. And just each time, everyone was like, oh, yeah, you're actually good. Oh, we're not diagnosing you with anything, you know. You got nothing, you're normal, whatever. That was really frustrating. I've been literally let down by the system and invalidated so many times. And guess what? Shocking! But I'm diagnosed with CPTSD, ADHD, depression, generalized anxiety, did I say CPTSD already? And BPD. You have nothing to borderline personality disorder. I think we got a little mixed up, guys. Like, what are we missing? It was so obvious to me. I knew I had BPD a year before I was diagnosed with it. I heard about it and, like, started researching it kind of for the first time last year when I was finishing up my first year of college, and I was like, oh, that's quite relatable. That's interesting. And then I, like, kept researching it, and the more, hang on, I'm not gonna lie, my energy was just sucked dry, so I don't even really want to continue this video. I feel like it's, like, ruined, blah, 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 blah. This just shows you. I'm like my brain is, like, splitting on me right now, and we were just talking about BPD, so that's kind of funny, but yeah, I'm, like, trying not to dissociate right now, but I think I am already, kind of. But I don't know if I said actually yet, but I don't want to do a second take, because then that's not going to be as authentic, because then I'm just, like, repeating, and then I'm going to sound like dead inside the whole time and whatever. So I don't know. Maybe this was a sign just to, like, cut off my story here and just be like, let's talk about now, though, because that was the whole point of this video, believe it or not, is that I wanted to talk about now and the future and the positive stuff. So anyway, after a life of feeling emotionally neglected and invalidated and not believed, and feeling like I had to try and prove myself, and I had to hurt myself more and in bigger ways and in more drastic ways, in more dangerous ways, just to get any sort of, like, yeah, believability. I just want to say, like, invisible disorders, invisible illnesses are just as valid as physical ones. A broken arm heals in, like, 6 months. A trauma takes years. That's bigger. to me, but yeah. Anyway, so don't dissociate on camera. Let's focus in. Yes. Okay. Sorry. I'm so tired. I want to go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed soon. Anyway, yeah, so just know that, like, you're so valid no matter what you've been through, you know? You don't need anyone to tell you that. That's the real truth of it. And the moment that you're able to accept that and validate your own self without needing anybody else's approval or permission first, you're going to feel so free. So much more free. I've felt so much more free lately. Just, like I said, nurturing my inner child, not needing anyone's permission to do it first. I'm permitting myself to feel too, because I got into a habit, a really bad habit, where I just, every time I had any semblance of a negative emotion, anytime I experienced the most minor of inconveniences, I would just plummet and spiral, like self-harm, drinking, etc., just endangering myself to not have to face what I was feeling. And I got to a point where I couldn't safely feel my feelings at all, because I had to stop it. I had to shut it down. I had such extreme emotional distress intolerance. But I've been really working on it, and I've been clean from self-harm for months, and I've also been, like, clean from drinking for months. I drank, like, once, like a month ago or something like that, but that was pretty bad. I drank too much that night, but I wasn't drinking alone, so, you know, it wasn't like I was just doing it to, like, hurt myself, like the other times, right? So I don't count it as, like, bad, I guess. But now, I'm in such a different place where, like, if I am feeling sad, oh man, I couldn't let myself feel sad before. I couldn't. Sadness was the end for me. But now I feel sad a lot, and I let myself feel sad. That is huge. That is not something that people with depression usually do. If you don't know that, if you don't know much about mental illness, like, depression is like, it's not sadness. Depression is something else, something different. Sadness can be, like, kind of beautiful because it's a real feeling that you're having. Depression is like numbness, aching, apathy, just soul-sucking. Just feels like nothing matters. Sadness means that something did matter to you. Sadness means that you're hurt. It's good to feel. That's something that I think is really important for healing, for surviving, is knowing and understanding and accepting that feeling is important and beautiful, and you really need to find a way to unlock those feelings again. You can't keep burying them. You can't keep ignoring yourself for the sake of not causing problems for other people, or for the sake of keeping caught up with your job or your school. No. You need time to just, like, breathe and let yourself cry, or however you vented. That's really important, because now when I'm sad, I cry. I couldn't do that for a long time. And I've always been, like, a crybaby. I'll watch a movie and I'll cry every single time. It doesn't matter. But, like, I mean really cry. Like, crying these feelings that I've had since I was a small child. Like, these are the tears of my inner child coming out, you know? Not just crying empathetically for the dog on screen, but crying from a deep place of, like, I was neglected and I'm accepting that I'm hurt and I'm letting it out finally. That's really nice. It's really nice. I really, I couldn't, like, emphasize that enough to you, I guess. Think. anyway, 4 years later, and I'm still here, and I'm happy to be here. I'm thankful that I'm still here. I'm thankful that it wasn't the end, because I'm here to... I wanted to say I'm here to do, like, important things, but that sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like you can't say that because that sounds like dumb or something. But, whatever. Who cares? I'm not supposed to care what people think. I'm trying to work on that. No, the thing is, I've always wanted to do something that helps people. And for a long time I was like, oh, I'm going to be a psychologist, blah, blah, blah. I still want to make a video where I like introduce myself, like, fully with all my passions and everything like that, but I'm passionate about psychology. Other things too. We can talk about it another time. But recently I was like, if money didn't matter at all to me, if I could do anything and I really just was not limited in the slightest, if I could just do my dream, what would I do? And I was like, I would be a writer. I've wanted to be a writer since 5th grade. I want to be a professional author. And then I was like, fuck it. I can do that. I can. So I've been working relentlessly on my book recently, and it is just everything to me. It's my world. It's my life. All my emotions, all my traumas, everything that I am are these characters. These characters are all the different pieces of me, and they're coming together. And that has been so healing for my inner child. It's incredible. I want to make a video about my book too. But anyway, yeah, so I've always wanted to be a YouTuber too, but like, so has everybody, I know. But I'm serious, and if I wasn't shy and insecure and also dissociating right now, then it would be more convincing to you that I have the YouTuber personality. I do. I'm an ENFJ 1W2. 1 wing 2, sorry. It's 1 wing 2. That's how it's pronounced. But I'm just like, I'm here, I'm bold, I'm shining, I'm bright. I'm Inasa from Boku no Hero Academia. Like, I'm... There are so many things. Like, I just want to make videos about the things that I love and I care about and I'm passionate about, and reach people and make them feel something and make them feel connected to themselves again and wake people up. And I just want my voice to matter. I want my voice to be remembered. I want to leave something. I want to be able to post videos and write books and then be alone with myself at the end of the day and go, I created, I contributed something, I expressed myself the way I needed to feel like I heard myself. And that could be enough. So I really want to do that. I really want to be a writer and be a YouTuber and go back to school. I stopped going to school because I didn't believe in myself. What a waste. No, this year, I'm here for a reason. I'm right where I need to be right now. I didn't go to school for 1 year. It's not the end of the world. I'm 20 years old. I have so much of my life ahead of me. I can do this. I even want to be the president. Hey, listen, if we can have a felon as a president, we can have a BPDer as a president. Guys, I'm in therapy. Guys, I have psychiatry. Guys, I'm healing. I'll be healed in 15 years by the time I'm 35. When I'm 35, hear me now. When I'm 35, I will run for president. And you better vote for me. I'm for the people. I'm for the girls. I'm for the gays. I mean, I am the girls and the gays. But I'm here for everybody else, too. I'm here for the immigrants. Yes. Family got political toward the end of the video. I mean, of course we did. It's me. If you know me, I'm like the most political person out there. Oh my god. Anyway, support Palestine, support the immigrants. We can have another serious conversation about that another time as well. It's things I care about. I actually am writing. I'm writing a video essay about that. So, fuck, that's not what we were talking about at all. Pardon me. Anyway, just, yeah, I'm just explaining to you about, like, where I'm at after all that. I thought that there was no future for me. I was like, I don't deserve a future. And I never stopped being passionate. I never stopped caring about all these things and all these different groups of people and stuff like that. I just thought that I wasn't good enough, and I thought I wasn't big enough. I thought I was so small. And not small in the way I wanted to be. Sorry, you gotta laugh through the hard stuff sometimes, okay? God. Relax. I thought of Genshin. Okay, sorry. Sorry! Wanderer's on my mind today, okay? I was listening to Emo Legendary? Is that what the song's called? When the VA sang it? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Why are we talking about that? This is why I wish I could edit. Oh, he's asking to go outside. He just went outside. I'm not... Okay, anyway, ignore him. Ignore him! Ah, so rude. Stealing the spotlight. Sorry. He's really cute, though. Fuck, dude. Why am I... Can I just focus? If you're still here, you're here. If you don't vibe with this, then you're not here anymore, so whatever. It's alright. It's alright. Let's pause while I think. Oh yeah, I was talking about going back to school. So I want to go back to school. Again, I want to make a whole introduction video anyway, so we can talk more about this, but I'm really passionate about linguistics, psychology, sociology, and Japanese. Well, foreign languages, but specifically Japanese language. And not because of, you know, woo, weeaboo, anime, whatever. I mean, I do like anime, but that's not the reason. I grew up in Hawaii, and in Hawaii schools, you only have two choices in high school. It's Spanish or Japanese, so I took both. I'm mixed. I grew up with Spanish in the home. I'm not fluent or anything. I'm definitely, actually, the least fluent out of, like, my brothers and I. Yeah, but my dream, my number one dream in life is to be a polyglot. I've always felt very, very, very passionately about foreign languages, all languages, linguistics in general. But yeah, Japanese is really important to me. My sensei was just really important to me, so me wanting to connect with that is kind of like for her. That's where it comes from. And it's really fun. But anyway, we can talk about that another time, whatever. I'm just, again, explaining where I'm coming from. But yeah, I want to go back to school. I want to keep studying Japanese, do study abroad program. That would be amazing. And study literature and like English and writing, so that can help me with my stories. And just really pursue that. I think I just need... I've never been, like, one to take risks. It's scary to me, but I want to do it. I just want to be like, no, this is going to work out because I believe in myself. That's what I want to do. I am trying to just go against everything I've, like, taught and told myself throughout my life and just be like, no, I believe in you. No. I'm not listening to that doubt. I believe in you. This story matters. This story is going to get through to people. People will love this. This will save lives. Because it's saving my life. I matter because of this story. I have several different stories that I want to write too, or have written in the past. But this particular one, I'll make a whole video about it. Anyway, but yeah, I'm excited to matter. I'm excited to have the opportunity to do something that I think matters. And if it matters to me and it gets viewed by nobody, it gets no attention at all, that's my goal. My goal is to just not have it matter. Like, it doesn't matter if no one looks. That just because I did it, just because I said it, just because I posted it, just because I put it out there, that was enough. Because it meant something to me. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess I'm going to upload this. And we'll see what you think. Yeah, let me know how you've been feeling, what your story is, what you would want to tell your younger self and other people who are currently struggling, who, you want to help. And let me know any other thoughts, what you thought about the video, any suggestions that you think might help, like write bullet points next time so you don't ramble so much. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to edit this. I don't know how to edit. I could obviously learn and just like edit this video, but I don't think I'm going to. I really wanted it to just be one long take. It didn't go exactly how I thought it would, obviously, but yeah, I think that's how it's going to be. I've been watching a lot more YouTubers lately. I watch a lot of YouTube, by the way, like a lot, and a lot of different like genres of YouTube. I am quite the YouTube entrepreneur. Not entrepreneur. No. Connoisseur. There you go. Connoisseur. I'm not an entrepreneur yet. No. But yeah, I'm quite the connoisseur. Like, I just consume everything, man. Oh my God. I'm a consumer. But yeah, I've been watching a lot more people do like one takes, and it's amazing. They are so charismatic and incredible. I was pretty shy in this video, so I don't know if my charisma really comes off, but I know for a fact that I'm charismatic. I have a personality that I know would do well on YouTube if I can just like do it right. So yeah. Also, if you want to like join my team, if you want to like edit my videos or whatever, contact me. Here, I'll say it right now. You can contact me at my email address, aerowyna@gmail.com, and just tell me that you're interested in editing one of my videos, and we can discuss like how much you want to be paid and stuff. I don't have a whole lot of money yet or anything, and this is not professional or whatever, but it would be nice to have some help, and then I wouldn't have to like learn how to edit. I don't know, whatever. I'm just thinking, okay? I'm really, really passionate about this, and you have no idea how many times I've like tried to start. I just get nervous, but now I really, really want to just push through any negativity or backlash and just like let it roll off me and be like, no, I want to do this because it's important for me, to me, and that is the most important part. And of course, reaching people if I can, and inspiring people if I can, offering a safe place. I really want to do all of that. It's just I also don't want to rely on it, because then what if it fails? Then what if it's not successful? What if no one is receptive? What if I'm not good enough for somebody, for others? I want that not to matter. I want to just be able to be like, I said my piece. I did something I'm proud of. That is good enough. We are almost at the 1 hour mark, so I'm going to like end this here, but to summarize all of this, I'm glad you're still alive. Thank you for still being here. I hope you're glad that you're still alive, and if you're not, hey, maybe your life will be totally different in 4 years. Mwah! Goodbye.